But we have a new test screening report. And so far, nothing about this film is moving the needle for me. We got to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have to talk about Fandango's top 10 films for the rest of the year. And guess what? Superman isn't number one, two, or three. Can you believe that? Now look, before we get started, do your bold three major favors. Please hit that subscribe button. And I did that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. Now let's get into today's video. This article is coming from comicbookmovie.com. If you're familiar with the 4KO, you will know that this is my preferred site to get my news from. So shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. It is titled Rumor. Now, this is a rumor. For those out there who cannot take the news that is being reported, understand that a lot of things that is being covered on the 4KO are rumors. I just give you that rumor and give you my opinion on if that rumor is true. So for those out there who's talking about speaking conspiracy theories and all that nonsense, just understand this. If you have a problem with what I'm reporting to you, you need to take it up with the article or the website. That's all I got to say. It says, detailed Superman test screening report reveals story, spoilers, and break down some potential issues. Now, they said spoilers. I'm going to try not to give you any. As you know, the 4KO doesn't like to spoil things for you guys. There's a reason why I rarely do spoiler reviews. And then when I do those reviews, I try to give you less spoilers as possible. It's because I want you to be excited. I want you to go into a film and be blind. Some people, they don't get that, right? To me, that is the beauty of film, the art of surprise. So with that being said, I don't like to give a lot away when I'm talking about movies. Even on my spoiler reviews, I give you a few little keys, and then I cut it off. But I leave a lot on the table for you guys to discover. All right, we're hoping and expecting a new look at Superman to be released soon. CinemaCon is right around the corner, and we're overdue for an update on the movie that promises to usher in a new era of DCU storytelling from DC Studios. Crumbs from supposed Superman test screenings continue to find their way online. Somewhat unsurprising, the movie is either being hailed as a win or yet another DC disaster. Now, I'm going to go with the latter. I'm sorry. 98% of the things that I have seen regarding James Gunn's Superman looks like trash. In fact, it reminds me of The Flash. That's right. So I'm believing that DC Studios may not have a winner here. However, I could be wrong. I have been wrong about films before. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if this movie makes a profit, then hell, it's a win for DC, right? And a win for the fans of the film who will help it into the level of profitability. So I could be wrong. But DC has a track record. I just want to point that out. All right, with little context or meaningful insights into what to expect, the moderators of DCU Leaks have shared some intel today, though while this information isn't verified, meaning you're best taking this with a pinch of salt. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you understand that. Take it with a pinch of salt. Because people are too serious these nowadays. Take it with a pinch of salt. Okay? All right, it's believable enough to be real. For example, they haven't claimed to know any post-credit scenes details or revealed any hard-to-believe cameos. Here's the full test screening report. All right, the film wasn't a comedy, but did have funny moments in it. Now, that's what they said before, but I find it hard to believe that it would not pass for a comedy. Okay, the director just has this style that he likes to incorporate into his filmmaking. All right, characters aren't who people think they are. What do they mean by that? I mean, Hawkgirl, isn't Hawkgirl. Guy Garner isn't Guy Garner. Mr. Terrific isn't Mr. Terrific. I mean, what is going on with them saying that? Now, that is concerning. I don't know if somebody got these people under mind control, which could be Maxwell Lord, and maybe that's what they're talking about, but I don't know. Sounds a little weird to me. Online speculation is dead wrong. Now, I do not know which online speculation they are talking about, so I can't give you a definitive opinion on that one. Most of the trailer scenes are from early in the film, so this was said a while ago that it was everything from the beginning of the film. So let's hope that the second trailer reveals something from the middle of the film, I guess. Crypto plays an important role, but it's felt a little tacked on. That part felt artificial. So James Gunn is using AI these nowadays, huh? So maybe they're talking about crypto not fitting the flow of the film. I don't know, but from the beginning, I said that this crypto crap looked like crap. There is no after credit scene, at least not the one that they were shown. One could be there, but their source can't confirm. While Rick Flag Sr. is in the film and he plays a rather short role, there were no nods to Creature Commandos. Okay, so I guess some things you have to let go, huh? There was a nod to Amanda Waller. Of course. Of course. Somehow, some way they believe that Amanda Waller was the best character from the DCEU. Of course. Let's talk about her and everything. They're going to be talking about her in Lanterns on Or. That's how I feel about it. All right, the source. Impressions were that the film is good from a person who doesn't follow DC films, not a comic book buff, but they enjoyed it. So someone enjoyed it. All right, the secondary plot of the film focused on Lois and Clark. Baronsenhan, I believe that's how you say her name, stole every scene she was in. Loves Miss Maisel though. Miss Maisel. I don't know who's playing Miss Maisel. All right. Nicholas Hoult was a good Lex Luthor, but he overacts a bit. He does anger very well, but he was a bit much in other scenes. So I could tell that right off back. When you look at that Superman trailer and Nicholas Hoult flipped the gun and stuff like that, you can tell that that boy was about to say something clumsy. You feel what I'm saying? He was about to get clumsy. And that is one thing that I'm afraid of with this film. Now, out of all of this, wait, they got more. His two goons were delightful and worked well with Lex energy. Some of the effects don't work super well, though. Doesn't know the source. Doesn't know if there was an early cut. The scene at the Ice Palace were a little rough. Some of the effects with the big monster, talking about the kaiju here, were rough. So, look, if you're going to say that this is a positive review, because that's what they're claiming it as online, then why are you not talking about the story? I mean, isn't that what people praise James Gunn for? I would have loved to see someone quote and say the story is great. I don't want another popcorn flick. I don't. And I feel like that is what I'm getting from James Gunn and his DC universe. It's a popcorn flick. Through and through. From beginning to end. Look at Creature Commandos. Popcorn. Peacemaker. Popcorn. You're going to have, what's next? Clumsy Superman. And only thing you're going to do is be putting jokes in front of what you should be taken seriously. This is why I don't like James Gunn's direction and his style of filmmaking. And this is the reason why the MCU has fell off hard. They took that first Guardians of the Galaxy and they incorporated the bones of that in everything. Thor, Love and Thunder, Thor, Ragnarok, everything. The Marvels, everything. Except for Captain America, Brave New World. That film takes itself seriously. But I didn't hear nothing about the story here. And that is what I want to hear coming from a Superman film. I don't want to hear nothing about the team and the creatures and the monsters and the puppies. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I want to hear about the story. Is it strong? Is it mediocre? Is it weak? Because I do feel that James Gunn has been getting passes with his weak storytelling. That's how I feel. Groot still hasn't been developed. That's right. Did we ever get to see Drax's family? He talks about them for 3 movies. We never got to see them. Thank God for what? Endgame. Then, well, Avengers Infinity War. That's right. Gamora died in Infinity War. You probably would have never got to meet Gamora's mom. See, a lot of the character isn't being developed correctly when it comes to James Gunn's movies. And that is what I do not like about him. He takes what is existing already and he forges it into this full-blown comedy, something that you cannot take serious. So, with that being said, I ain't heard nothing from this recent test screening that is getting me up and making me jump out of my seat regarding this film. Maybe the next trailer will. CinemaCon is right around the corner. Give us something. Give us something. I don't want to just hear the original Superman theme played on an electric guitar and nobody's talking. Give us something. Let me know what this movie is about. Because it has to be more than about being about building a universe. It has to be more than that. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's talk about this Fandango top 10 list. All right, this is also coming from comicbookmovie.com. It says the Fantastic Four tops Superman and Fandango's most anticipated summer movies list, but neither came in at number 1. Now, that is very surprising for both. Why I said that? Because if you think about it, you know what? I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. Let's go over the top 10. Let's go over the top 10. I don't want to give it away. All right. Freaky Friday is number 10. Lilo and Stitch is number 9. How to Train Your Dragon is number 8. 28 Years Later is number 7. Ballerina is number 6. Thunderbolts, number 5. Superman, number 4. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, number 3. The Fantastic Four, First Steps, which is a trash title, number 2. And Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, let me get to why this is very intriguing. Because Superman got over 100 and something million views on his first teaser. I believe Fantastic Four has something along the lines of like 120, 110. Jurassic World and Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, not so much. So I would have thought that the awareness regarding Mission Impossible and Jurassic World would be lower than Superman and that of Fantastic Four. Look, at one point in time, I said that superhero films are not dying. I said that there was no fatigue. And you guys may remember that video. But it seems to me that most, if not most, half of the general audience may very well be fatigued. And you can thank DC for that. That's right. You can thank those 8 flops in a row. And then, not to mention, you have Thor: Love and Thunder, films that the general audience just was not enjoying. This is it. So those films has contributed to destroying the comic book movie genre, a genre that once thrived in the movie theaters. Like for real. I mean, Superman being at number 4 is a travesty. It should be higher. It should be higher. It dominated in trailer views, but yet it's still lacking. And get this, I don't think that it moved That's right. I believe when Captain America Brave New World was in there, Superman was still number 4. So they better hope they give you a banger regarding this film. I'm going to say it like this. This movie needs to make $1 billion to make DC look good. Not no $700 million on no $180 million budget. Yeah, it could be profitable. But in order for DC to look good, this movie needs to make $1 billion out of the gate. And so far, I feel that the awareness that it has right now, that may be a uphill battle.